I don't expect you guys to do any of this. I just want you to see how I examine someone, or I can work with someone, and now we're gonna go into the palate. But I want you to see a different perspective of the head on the spine.
So from here or from?
I'm doing here, this is what we did the other night in the room.
Oh, just leave that much space.
So now, he's a little bit taller than me. I don't have to look at him, but I wanna see where he is on his feet. So his spine gets quite soft and it rounds versus, and now I'm just seeing about just how he lifts his head and rotates. But again, I'm not stimulating his system in a way where he's going to be unsuccessful. So feel coming down to your right foot. Do you see how that feels? Feel coming down to your left foot. Feel the difference? Do you see how you can rotate more over onto the foot?
Yeah. Onto the left, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now I'm going back and see if I can see the wave machine. This is sort of where I'm going after. Do you feel it?
Yes.
See how slow I have to go to find out where his rubber bands are. Now here, even though he can go over the left foot, you see how now I can't lift his head.
So initially you went with pure rotation and then you're going with a bit of extension to the left,
Not
or
necessarily.
not really?
By just
Okay.
hanging someone in a sense. Like I said, this
Yeah.
is really advanced. I'm not expecting you to do it, but see
Yeah.
now the hands are starting to come free.
Like the reverse sitting, a little bit of that.
Yeah, but I want you to just show you a way of how a head is actually presented on someone's body.
Yeah.
Let's see, I should be able to just move him. Now, if you wanted to include last, now there's a table behind you, just so you feel that. Again, just giving him more of a sense of self, sense of space, however you want to look at it. Just see if it made a difference. There we go. Let's see now, look at what I can do with his body. But our kids that have any kind of lack of extension don't even know what this is like. And I just want you to see reversely what the spine does. And feel that, see that wave machine? See how he's getting quicker? Now I can play with all of these things, but at first, again, this is very advanced, so he's not going to give himself to me even though he really knows me. You know what I mean? But look at how he can be on his foot. Do you see the goblet? Do you see how he's changing his whole center?
And the knees are rotating.
Oh, yeah, the feet. Ever since I mentioned even goblet, he's like, oh, that's what you want?
But it actually happens when you put that goblet in your mind,
Well,
your hands
you
actually...
can't just put that's the key. You can't put the goblet in someone's mind unless they know what the goblet is. But he's played with it, he's integrated it, so therefore he can talk to it. But to tell someone to act or move in a certain way when their system just doesn't even understand what you're saying, even though they've seen a goblet, but if they haven't experienced it
Correct.
or taken it into their vestibular, you can't expect them to react. Does that make more sense
Yes, it
now, what
does.
we've been doing?
I was actually telling you the opposite. It's like in your mind and your hands move accordingly.
Yeah, if I
It
touched
just gets a little
If
gentler.
I touched
it's
him and
just-
said, you won't be able to do this, now I wanted to look good, so I picked him for this because I know he would play with me in a different way. There we go. But someone that's more conservative, doesn't want to be looked at by, this is not something I would have picked on. So just play with that.
Do you want us to work on each other?
No. I don't want you doing that. No, I just want you to experience what we did with the wave machine in a human body.
More feet.
So just walk around and see what that feels like. And again, how he takes me and all that, but he should actually feel like his legs are just kicking out versus just,
Yeah.
so it's almost like a, because there's no control behind it. And then he'll integrate it and he'll go habitual and then he'll play with, find a way that he wants to be with that. But
Yeah,
that's when I do karate. There's a difference between kicking someone and actually using my foot as a weapon. But if I can just throw my foot, I have a lot more power. But if I try and place my foot, there's a complete difference of that kick versus throwing my foot and coming back. But again, I've had to play with that for a while. It's not something any of you guys would do just even today. But to hit someone versus to throw a hit, I'm using my arm or my hand as a quote weapon or source of power versus placing my arm in the air to make contact. But most people go like, and I did, I hit like a girl when it first started. It was like, ooh, you know what I mean? But now to sit there and go after someone, and then two, if I was attacked, then I'd really have to. But I've learned I'm not going to get hurt here, and that's what I do with the kids. Back here, she can hit me with a lot more stuff and a lot more power. I go into a system to protect myself as well as to protect them. They're not as aggressive. So I will take Betty's next, right? And glasses on. Did you find that interesting, Vinod?
Yeah.
I picked on you that too. He does water therapies too, and then he can. You can make water above ground. Let's see, I said that to Neil.
Like he said, he's free. You said that again the habit should come back and then he's going to reintegrate. His brain is going to play with that and figure out what something will come out.
Not only that, but an intelligent brain might like that experience more. So he's going to start doing whatever he can to learn more, to be more at that level versus going back to. But walking is going to be different than climbing upstairs, let's say, and throwing the system. Going down the stairs and throwing the system. You know what I mean? So it's not even
That's
just
so-
habitual, like because it's all mental, is you're going to have different environmental stresses that are going to change the trajectory of those movements.
Yeah.
So, and then,
So that's how every system.
so if
shows
he has a
different
bad
from-
sense of heights,
Yeah.
going up a ladder will all of a sudden constrict a movie, whereas now he might go up it like a cat. I don't know. That's where,
Is it recording?
Yes.
okey doke. So now her, okay, so, that's okay. So now with this, same thing, we've been playing with people, I'm going after the jaw. Probably should have done this with Betty first, I'm sitting up, but anyway. Everyone, whether they're standing or sitting, just feel coming forward a little bit, sort of what I just did with like Funut, and come back. And now what I want you to do is drop your jaw, and with the jaw open, no, drop it. Don't place it. See if you can just think low tone,
Hang it like.
drop it, hang it, however, and come forward. Just feel the momentum shift of just the change in the jaw, like that goblet, yeah. All right? So now go spastic with the tongue. If for those of you that are speech therapists or anything like that, put the tongue back like a, yeah, and now try and go forward. See the difference in breathing? Okay, now go forward, stay forward, in one of those positions with the jaw open or whatever, and now try and swallow or talk. I just want you to experience, again, when you're asking the system to do something, is it because they can't do it or because they can't do it? So to look at where they're at. And we can do the same with the vision. Everyone cross your eyes, drop the jaw, come forward. Now you're really gonna be pissed at me.
Holding your breath and
And now try and again swallow, cross the eyes with the jaw open and, yeah. So that's why I go after vision first. If I've only got one thing to go for, vision's gonna get me more bang for the buck. I'm not saying that's the only thing I work on, but when you have vision, you have access to things that you just don't normally have. So again, she's on my table. So I'm just, no difference when we just did with the forehead, I'm now doing with her jaw. You will find lots of people almost aggressive in their jaw behavior. The jaw is we have 2 body parts for each sense. So we have 2 eyes, 2 nostrils, 2 ears, we have the jaw and we have the anus. So that's gravity. What goes in has to go out, that kind of thing, but that's our body's relationship, our first sign, one of the first signs of gravity. So as a baby mouths something, and that's why too, it's when you start saying, don't do that, don't put the stuff in your mouth, they're not experienced that jaw open and jaw closed. Now, for whatever reason, if they've had braces, if they've had parents that just say, sit there, like if you were more that, you sit there and, until uncle says something, I don't want to hear a word from your mouth, you get a very, contractions around the jaw that maybe you wouldn't normally have. Also, too, go forward like you do for your son, hold the walker and see what your jaw is doing. Do you feel it?
It's like,
Yeah.
all
So
locked
even though
up.
they're not hanging per se,
Yeah.
but by grabbing, so you can do that like a steering wheel, grab it like it's like a death grip, okay? And then with that, think of dropping the jaw down. No, not the head, jaw. Okay, drop it down, and everybody close their head to the jaw. Talking about rubbing your head, patting your belly, and
for the matter, just closing our head to our jaw is not something we're not used to it. So.
nobody's really examines any of their movements, especially if they think they do them well.
Hold my breath and just breathe.
So what I've been doing this whole time is just doing whatever I can to, quote, open, relax, whatever this jaw. And she's releasing her neck and doing all that sort of stuff. Thought of just opening her mouth is just still not really in her vocabulary. So she's doing much more this way, but she's still... And again, this is like, you can tell people. So now I'm going to do the reverse. Go underneath the jaw, and again, I'm not grabbing her. Underneath the jaw, and we'll be doing this more when we get the rubber gloves out. I'm going to rotate and bring that jaw in. Same thing as I rotate my hands. So my hands.
Okay.
Okay.
Like a swing.
Yeah.
Compress.
Now, don't get me wrong now. This is another thing our kids don't do because of the vision. They do not bring the jaw from side to side. So you don't get the hi and oh, all of those social skills that start to happen. Because one of the things you're not doing is they can't bring the jaw to side because they can't counter or balance through their pelvis and all of this. So you'll start to see more of this. Same, The momentum's too much, now they have to catch themselves and go into a startle. And also, the chewing gets affected. So if you see a lot of our kids, they tend to do open, close, but again, they can't, that's right. You can't get them to do this kind of movement. They might be able to put up the right hand, right, but to actually say, put your jaw to the right, they're like, huh? So now what I'm doing is actually torquing her head. See how I'm asking the jaw to go this way and the head to go this way.
Like this.
So the hands are going like this. See my shoulders, everything like that? This is like dancing with someone. And then I'm going to go back to see if there's any difference. There we go. Even if she's doing it on purpose, stop it.
Like when you talk of it, our body just wants to do it.
Now she's doing it more on. Oh, see? However, now I can roll it the other way. No, maybe I can't.
So you work on both the sides?
That's what I'm doing now. So notice I'm not right here. I'm right again,
This
honoring midline or wherever you want to put it. So it's just like the eyes thing. I'm rolling behind the head as I'm, but can you see the difference here versus here? See how the movement has no place to go? So now, in her case, if I wanted to do a counter, just think of a bicycle. Again, my threes. I'm moving my hand a little bit. And just see if this made a difference. But see how the jaw has some place to go. Do you feel the difference?
Mm-hmm.
So if I go this way, and just now last Saturday, couldn't do this to save a horse. And just, but do the face first just to see. Don't assume. And you'll see, right here there's a glitch. Now that's where, again, when I feel, it's like knocking on a door. You'll really feel it in that jaw. It'll be like knock, knock, knock. No answer. So again, you're going to do same, and torque. I'm going a little fast. And then after you do all that, just, whoops, sorry, I got your hair. Give me your head. And just see if that made a difference. Or see by lifting the head too now, it's rotating, look at how the rotation you now have in the head to look down at her shoulder. Does that make more sense? Is that good? Quick? So just play and then just go back and then just see, did it get nice and quick? But that's running. If your jaw can't do this, you can't run. See it? Acceleration, all that has to go through the system.
Does this also promote chewing?
Well, everything, yes, all more awareness, chewing, speaking, swallowing.
Michelle, would you work on the same thing when the child is standing again?
When the child is?
Standing.
Probably, it depends on the system, but usually by that they're too complex. I consider this just fine motor skill.
Yeah, but this is exactly the problem with the children. Like, if they are lying down, yes, the head is a little easier to move, the jaw will be easy to move. But once they are standing, their balance is, too more precious to hold.
Well, that's
So
why I was trying to show the goblet and stuff. You have to work on that system to bring it up to par so they can handle this, then you can work with it in standing. But when you take them out and you're playing them with gravity that they haven't learned to assimilate with or organize their system in with, you are going to have a much tougher time as a therapist and feel that the child's at fault by not getting the skills instead of keeping them where they're successful. Now, obviously, it's a lot of kids, you're not going to be able to even do this. Might be something either more sleeping, but this is where if they're playing or this, or maybe mommy's bringing snacks, I can maybe, even if I'm here and I gave her goldfish crackers, do you know what I mean? She's doing the work of the jaw while I'm sitting here messing with her head or with her pelvis. So I'm doing these functions that you would sort of see with my hands. You know, if she was just eating a strawberry or something, then I could do the pelvis. So she's doing the work that I would be doing here myself. And that's another way of looking at it.
So you would work only in the lying down position and then we.
It all depends on the, but if you were doing more sitting, like I said, maybe she can be chewing on a strawberry while I was doing more pelvic work. So she's getting this skill that I'm looking for while I'm working with her vestibular system, getting her where she can handle the gravity, but I'm around her, I'm touching her, so it's not like she's, suspended in space.